Hi, I'm Karen, and welcome to 45 minutes of yoga. This is going to be a flow where you get some really deep stretches for our inner thighs, groin, hips, hamstrings, shoulders, and chest. So I want you to try to put everything to the side before you come to class. Okay, so before you move on, I want you to try to just put everything to the side, everything that happened before class, anything that's going to happen later. Just get the most of your yoga practice by bringing yourself here to the present moment. Anytime your mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath and the sensations that you're feeling in your muscles, okay? So this is a Skype class that I videoed. Anything that I do facing the camera, when I'm saying left and right, you'll either have to do what you see me doing or what you hear me saying, okay? You'll need a yoga strap. And we are going to do frog pose today, so it's helpful to have two mats if you've got them, but otherwise if you've got a towel or a sweatshirt for your forehead, that'll work as well. Okay, so let's get ready to have the best class you can. I want you to leave class feeling peaceful and calm, better posture, and more flexible muscles. Here we go. Yoga strap today or something like that. And let's just go ahead and bring those feet about hip width apart. Let's engage our abdominals, walk those fingertips down. Just hold on to your elbows and start to rock your body all the way to one leg and then the other. So deep cleansing breaths. Make sure those abdominals are engaged. You're breathing in and out through your nose. Making sure to bring yourself completely and fully present here for the next 45 minutes. Just putting everything else to the side for now. Let's make our way over to that right leg and gently take the nose towards that knee. On your exhale, you're going to reach that right arm up, glancing up to the ceiling, just rolling that right shoulder open. Exhale, let's make your way over to the left. Nose towards that knee gently. And then let's take that left arm, reach it up, and slowly twist open. And let's walk those feet just a little closer together. So we bring those hands to the mat, even if you have to bend your knees. And let's glance up and lift the tailbone, reverse swan dive up. Think about reaching up and back into standing back bend. Then open it up into mountain. Just take a deep breath in and out. Rib cage and diaphragm expanding as you inhale, deflating as you exhale. Let's reach those arms back into standing back bend again. Let's pass those fingertips, bring them down to the mat. Glance up and let's lunge back one foot and then the other. So your wrists are below your shoulders. Remember, you can take the knees down whenever you need to. I want you to engage your middle and hug the sides as you come down nice and slow. Gently into up dog. Think about lifting the chest and opening up. Anytime we're in up dog, if you need a modification, coming to those forearms in Sphinx would be fine. So deep breath in, and let's shift back to child's pose. So knees apart, big toes together. Let's rest our forehead and take some breaths. So I want you to think about exhaling completely with each and every breath today. And just think about where your tightness is with each exhale and letting go of a little bit more of it as you breathe. Let's walk our fingertips towards the front of the mat so your backside is in the air. Rest your forehead and just again let the middle of the chest surrender to the mat. Using these first several breaths to just put to the side anything you need to be able to bring all your attention to your yoga practice. go ahead and come to those hands and knees and arch up into a nice cat stretch. Glance up to the ceiling. And let's tuck our toes under and come to down dog. So in down dog, we don't want to be heavy into our hands. We want to shift our weight back. And a lot of these are just simply reminders. You've been doing yoga for a while, but we all need them. I want you to try to relax your quadriceps and your knees to allow those hips to lift a little higher and the head to sink deeper. Good, taking those deep breaths in and out. Let's walk or softly jump those feet to your hands. And fingertips on the ground, let's take our right toes up to the ceiling. Let's walk our hands a little closer to your left foot, nose towards your knee. Right toes reach high, and this left knee is just as straight as you feel comfortable. And your left hand could hold the ankle. Just an option, take it or leave it, totally up to you. Inhale, right toes reach. And exhale, let's bring those feet together. Let's cross those forearms, hold your opposite calf, chin down, and let's straighten those legs the best that you can. Let's release, glance up, lift the tailbone, and reverse swan dive up. Standing back bend. Good, let's go ahead and take that right arm down, keep your feet together. Left side of the rib cage away from that hip bone, and let's lean to the right, walking those right fingertips down. Let's let that right hand hold the wrist. So as you're pulling, I want you to rest your head and press your left foot into the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale a little bit deeper in half moon, stretching down that left side. Good, coming to the front of the mat, standing back bend. And as we bring the arms down to shoulder height, let's take our right toes behind us, engage your abdominals, and let's reach those right toes to the back wall. You decide how high you take that right leg, but keep your eyes on a focal point, deep breaths. Exhale, we're going to gently lunge, bending your left knee. I want you to tuck your pelvis under, lean back into your crescent lunge. Look past those fingertips and swing through. And inhale up, taking the right leg back a little farther, really leaning back. Good, palms down to the mat, left foot back, abs lifted. Let's hug the sides as we come on down. Nice up dog. Push up is optional, always up to you. Down dog. Now shift some weight out of the heel of the hand a little bit more towards the knuckles. Lift those hips high. Let the top of the head sink down. And let's go ahead and roll to your left side plank. So your left wrist is directly under the shoulder. Left knee could be on the mat if you want it to, or straight. That right arm is nice and heavy behind you. Think about lifting that right hip up. That right arm is just hanging behind you, and deep breath. Rib cage and diaphragm expand and contract. Coming back to plank. Hug those sides, come on down. Up dog, open the chest, nice push up or not, and then down dog. Hips lift, head hangs down. Let's take turns, bending one knee and then the other. Deep breaths, just connecting to that breath. Bringing our attention back to that breath anytime we notice that the mind wanders. And let's go ahead and walk or softly jump feet to hands. We're going to keep those fingertips on the ground, chin in your chest. And let's take those left toes up. Let's walk the hands a little closer to the right foot. Nose towards the knee, left toes reach as that right knee is as straight as you feel comfortable. Right hand could hold the ankle if you want, but make sure your head is heavy to the ground. There's no tension in the neck. Left toes reach and right knee straightens best you can. And we're going to slowly bring those feet back together. We're going to hug those thighs, hold the opposite elbow, chin down, straighten the legs just the best that you can. Exhale, we're going to release those arms. We're going to glance up, lift the tailbone, reverse swan dive up. Standing back bend. And exhale, we're going to take that left arm down, keeping those feet together. So let's take the right side of the rib cage away from the hip bone, walking those left fingertips down. Left hand gently grabs the wrist, rest your head and breathe. Good, inhale up. Exhale, sinking down that little bit deeper. Half moon, right foot pressing down. Good, front of your mat. Standing back bend. And as you bring those arms down to shoulder height, we're going to take that left leg behind you. Abs are engaged. Decide if you want to bring that left leg a little bit higher. Or warrior three. Eyes on a focal point. Just take some breaths. On the exhale, let's lunge on those left toes. Right knee's right above the ankle. Tuck the pelvis under and lean back. And pass those fingertips, swing through. Inhale up. Exhale, left foot a little farther back, really lean back. Good, palms down. Right foot back. Abs lifted. Let's hug the sides, come on down slow. Up dog. Push up if you want. Down dog. Let the top of the head sink down and think about lengthening from the glutes all the way down to those ankles. Relaxing the quadriceps will allow those hamstrings to get a better stretch. Let's roll to your right side plank. So your right wrist is directly under the shoulder. Right knee could be on the mat or both legs straight. Let's roll that left shoulder open, left hip open, and let our rib cage and diaphragm expand on the inhale, deflate on that exhale. Big exhale, let's slowly come back to plank. Wrists below the shoulders. Remember, your hips aren't going to lead, the middle of the chest leads, and we keep our abdominals lifted up. Nice up dog. Push up if you want, and down dog. Exhale, head and chest sinks down, hips lift up, and feet relax. Let's walk or softly jump those feet to your hands. And let's lift those right toes up to the ceiling. Let's take some weight out of our fingertips and roll that right hip open. And you just want a little bit of weight in those left fingertips. Your right arm is either hanging down or reaching up. And you find a spot for your eyes to stay, your focal point. Keep rolling this right hip open, deep breaths. Exhale with fingertips down. That strong left thigh is going to lift you up. So very slowly Just doing the best that you can. Balance isn't easy for any of us. Hands on the hips and right knee up. Right toes up, take a breath. And let's bring it down and kind of shake it out a little bit. Let's find a focal point and get ready for tree pose on our right side. So your weight's on your right leg, hands on your hands to your heart, and eyes on your focal point. Abdominals engaged. When you know your eyes are not going to move anymore, left foot can come up. Deep breaths in and out. Let's bring those branches up as you're ready. And those hands can be apart or together. It's up to you. Let's not shrug the shoulders, but let's lengthen between the rib cage and the hip bone. As you're ready, let's bring the hands back to the heart. And then let's extend the left leg behind you, keeping your eyes on that focal point, abs engaged. Your chest can lower, the left leg can lift. That's up to you. And let's gently lunge on the toes. Hands come down. And we're going to scoot the right foot to the right. Bringing the hands to the inside of the foot first. And then we're going to go ahead and come into prayer twist. So please make sure the knee's above the ankle. If you need to rest the left knee up, obviously do that to modify. Left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Palms pressed together. Right elbow up. Deep cleansing breaths. Completely exhale each and every time if you can. Strength, flexibility, and balance all at the same time at your pace. Let's take one hand down. Let's take the other hand down and left knee down. And with hands on the inside of the foot, let's scoot the foot a little farther right. Start to bend your elbows. You're welcome to come to the forearms, or you can stay on your palms. I want you to do what's best for you. Chin down and breathe. Let's take that left quadricep and really sink it towards the mat. And then focus all your attention on your breath. Dissolving any tightness or stress each exhale. Let's slowly bring those hands up. Scoot the right foot a little bit back towards your body and bring the hands to the right thigh. And let's take that left quadricep and continue to sink it forward. Let's take your left forearm, take it to the outside of the right thigh, look over your right shoulder, and bring your right hand to the low back. Now you can stay right here. You could also grab that foot, that left foot, but you don't have to. Okay, so if you can, great. If not, great. Okay, do what's best for you. Let's take our right knee, bend it deep. If you do have your left foot, very gently pull it towards your glutes. And as you exhale, let's slowly untwist. Let's take the right knee to the mat. Let's clasp our fingertips at our low back and gently pull the arms straight and open up the chest, shoulders down. You can either stay up here or you can fold forward, lifting those fingertips. Forehead rests down. And then let's just rest the arms at our sides, let our shoulders round, and take a couple breaths. Come up onto the hands and knees and do a nice cat stretch, glancing up. Good, and let's come back to our plank position. Lifting those abs up, hugging the sides, keep the abdominals lifted up. Nice up dog, open chest, lengthen from the top of your head to your tailbone. Nice push up if you choose, and down dog. Breathing in and out through the nose, more weight shifted towards those knuckles, a little weight out of the heel of the hand. Knees and feet relax. And let's walk or softly jump those feet to your hands. And with our fingertips on the mat, chin down, we're going to take our left toes up. We're going to shift some weight out of the heel of the hand, or excuse me, out of those fingertips, and we're going to roll that left hip open. The right fingertips are a little bit to the right of your foot. That left arm can hang down, can reach up, but find a focal point. Eyes stay on one spot, and we're rolling that left hip open and not collapsing into that right hand. As you're breathing, we're going to bring fingertips down. And then just the best that you can, that strong right thigh is going to lift us back up. And you probably notice one side's easier to balance than the other. Left knee up. Let's take those toes up briefly. Good. Let's take the foot down and just shake it out. Take a breath or two. So let's get ready for tree pose on that left leg. So more weight is shifted to the left, out of those right toes. Hands to the heart, eyes on one spot where they're not going to move. Feel free to bring that foot up if you would like. You can always put it back down if you need to. Let's bring those fingertips up. Without shrugging our shoulders, those hands can be together or apart. Let's lift the rib cage away from the hip bone, opening up your right knee. Deep breaths. Exhale very slowly, bringing those hands to the heart. And let's extend the right leg behind us, okay? Abs are engaged. You decide how high you're going to lift that right leg and how low you're going to take that chest. Right toes reaching to that back wall. Gently lunging on those right toes. Hands come down to the mat. And you want that left knee to stay above the ankle. We're going to go ahead and walk that left foot towards the left and come into prayer twist. If you need to modify, place the right knee down, please. So right elbow to the outside of the thigh, palms together, shoulders away from the ears, left elbow pointing straight up if you can. Prayer twist. Focus and balance and strength and flexibility, all simultaneously. As you continue to breathe, very slowly, let's bring one hand down, other hand down with the right knee down, and the hands to the inside of that left foot. You can walk the left foot a little bit farther left, sinking that right quadricep forward, bending those elbows. You can come down to the forearms, stay on your palms, either one is fine. Chin in the chest, let's breathe. Top of the head is hanging towards the mat. Dissolve the tightness around those hips as you're breathing. Exhaling completely each and every time. end of your exhale, we're going to come back to those palms. Left foot can walk a little bit closer to the body, and we're going to go ahead and place our hands on that left thigh. Take your right quadricep, sink forward, straighten the arms, chin in the chest, and breathe. And then we can take that right forearm to the outside of that left thigh. Look over your left shoulder and the left hands at your low back. Now let's all bend that left knee deep. If you want to, you can lift up that right foot to grab it. You don't have to. Do what's right for you. Bending that left knee deep. Gently, if you want to, that right heel can pull towards your glutes. Exhale, very slowly untwist. Let's bring that left knee to the mat. Take those knees apart, big toes together. Sit yourself back and breathe. Let's walk those fingertips towards the front of the mat. Bring your hips up towards the sky. Forehead rests, and let the middle of the chest just sink down. You can think about letting the underarms sink towards the mat. And come on up to the hands and knees, and then come to your plank. Abs are lifted up. Let's hug the sides, come on down slow. Nice up dog. Push up if you choose, and down dog. Feel free to take turns, bending one knee and then the other. Now gently come to the knees, and we're going to come into frog pose. Okay, so this is good for the groin and the hips and the inner thighs. If you've got two mats, you can kind of spread them out. If not, you can simply just get a sweatshirt or towel for your forehead, and just make sure that both knees, so if you've only got one mat, both knees would be on that mat. Okay, you want to make sure your knees are on a mat. So let's go ahead and spread those knees a little farther apart. Let's go ahead and come to those forearms. Take a breath for a second. Now your feet, the tops of your feet could be down. Ideally for frog, the insides of the feet are on the mat. But if your feet cramp, like mine tend to do sometimes, you can take the top of the feet. I'm going to let that be up to you. So your tailbone pulls back. Find a place for your forehead to rest. Maybe it's your fists, or maybe it's the mat. And I want you to let the middle of your chest just surrender to the mat at the same time as your tailbone is pulling back. Really use your breath here to let that belly expand on the inhale and deflate on the exhale. And let that exhale be that opportunity to deepen the stretch. Again, your tailbone's pulling back and the middle of the chest is sinking towards the mat. Last 3 breaths, you guys, 3 more. Exhale completely each and every time. And let's very slowly come up to our hands for a breath. And then go ahead and walk those knees closer together. And on your hands and knees, kind of allow those hips to kind of shake side to side a little bit. And you can stack your mats back up if you had them one on top of the other. So I want you to come to your last plank of the day. Wrists below the shoulders, abs are lifted up. Come on down slow. Nice up dog. Open chest, lift that head. Push up if you choose, and down dog. Shift that weight out of the heel of the hand. Really let the hips lift, feet relax, knees relax. Deep breaths. And if it feels okay to you, let's come down to those forearms into Dolphin. So we can walk our toes a little closer to our elbows and use the leverage of your forearms on the mat to shift yourself back and really lift those hips. Gently knees to the mat. Knees apart, big toes together. Let's look up to your right and rotate the wrist. Right hand palm up underneath the left as we sit back on the hips. Rest on the right side of the face and the left fingertips walk towards the front of the mat. And then let's take the back of that left hand to the low back. Really allow that left shoulder to flop towards the inside of your right elbow. And let the right cheek just sink towards the mat. Exhale, very slowly untwist. And let's do the same thing to the other side. We're looking up to the left, rotating the wrist. Left hand palm up underneath the right. Rest on the left side of the face. Walk your right fingertips to the front of the mat. Take a breath. And then let's take the back of your right hand. Allow it to just flop so that right shoulder comes towards the inside of that left elbow. And allow the left ear and cheek to get closer to the mat. Slowly untwisting. Let's have a seat at the front of the mat. And you'll want to make sure that whatever you're going to use for your yoga strap, have it next to you so that while we're laying down, you'll be able to grab it. So shoulders away from the ears. Let's come into our boat pose. Let's take those arms up. Make sure that the chest stays open. Abs engaged. You can reach one leg up. You can reach both legs up. That's up to you. And as you're breathing and we roll back, I'm going to give you the chance to come into plow. So you can take those legs farther back. That's up to you. You don't have to. You could stay right here and hug those knees. I want you to please listen to your back and your neck and only come back to where it's safe and comfortable for you. Knees come towards the forehead. Hands could rest on the mat or come to the low back. That's up to you. Remember, you're not forcing anything. Let's take those right toes up to the ceiling and let the left knee sink towards the forehead. And very slowly switch. Right knee towards the forehead, left toes reach. Both legs up for shoulder stand, just the best that you can. The straightest line you can from shoulders to toes. And then slowly bring the knees back towards the forehead for plow. Listening to your body every step of the way. As the hands are on the mat, and we're going to roll down slowly using your abdominal strength. Just slow it down. Exhale, that left leg comes down, right knee hugs in, shoulders down. Rotate that right foot gently. And now let your left hand bring the knee across the body for a gentle spinal twist. You're looking to your right. That left hand is gently taking the knee across. And let's slowly roll to the low back. As both knees come in towards the chest, draw some circles. Massage your low back gently in both directions. And let's hug the left knee in, allowing that right leg to come flat. Shoulders down, let's hug the knee and circle that left foot gently. And let your right hand bring the left knee across for a gentle spinal twist, glancing left and breathing. Right fingertips continue to gently pull the knee across. And let's slowly roll to the low back. And as both knees come towards your chest, let's take straight arms between our knees. Hold on to your ankles or your feet and just gently pull the knees down towards the sides of the rib cage. Elbows press those knees apart, rocking side to side like a happy baby. And you continue to stay here, or your first two fingers grab onto your big toes. Press those heels away from you. Allow those legs to just relax out. Let's release. And as the left leg comes flat to the mat, let's take the strap across our right foot. Move the strap towards our heel, nice relaxed right foot. Gently pull the leg towards you, pressing that right knee away from you. Keep that deep cleansing breath. And let's back away, moving the strap towards the ball of your foot. Get a nice flex, and as you pull the leg towards you, feel free to roll that foot out or in, getting your best right calf stretch. Release, let's take the leg out to the right and look to your left. So we want to make sure to keep that left hip rolled to the mat. Just gently pull with that right hand, looking in the opposite direction of the leg. And let's go ahead and hand that strap to the left hand. And you're going to take the leg across the body for an IT band stretch. Straight down the outside of that right thigh. Gently pull and breathe. Use your exhale as that invitation to deepen your stretch. As you bring that right leg up, let's put both feet in the strap. Gently pulling the legs towards you, lifting those hips a little bit. Slowly lowering down, letting the right leg go. Let's move the strap towards the left heel, nice relaxed foot. Gently pull the leg towards you, press that left knee away and breathe. Let's move it away and move the strap towards the ball of your foot. Nice flex. As you pull the leg towards you, feel free to roll that foot out or in. You decide. And feel your way through the best left calf stretch you can. Release. Let's take it out to our left. Glance to our right. Let's try to make sure that that right hip stays rolled down to the mat. Gently pull so those left toes aim to the wall behind you. And continuing to breathe, let's hand that strap to the right hand. Take it across the body, glance left. Let's stretch our left IT band. on the exhale as you're ready. Just going to place that strap down. We're going to allow the feet to come together and let the knees flop out and the arms are at your sides. You can either open or close your eyes at this point. Really deepen that breath, letting the belly expand as you inhale and deflate as you completely exhale. Slowly bringing the knees towards each other and walking the feet a little farther apart. Let's touch our heels or our ankles and lift those hips up into your bridge. Stretching right around those hip flexors. They can get very tight when we sit too much. They can also get very tight when we run or bike or do boot camp or anything like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let's peel that spine down. Let's straighten those legs and reach those arms above the head. Reach one leg longer than the other and keep alternating, making that big letter I with your body. And as you exhale, let's slide those arms down towards your sides. Rest them palms up and allow those feet to just flop out naturally. All that being said, I really just want you to get into a comfortable position. So maybe you have to bend your knees. Maybe you have to slide the arms down out to the side or closer to you. Just close those eyes. You've made it to total resting pose. As that belly is lifting and lowering, I want you to inhale what you're going to need for the rest of your day. Maybe it's some focus, some serenity, some forgiveness. And I want you to exhale anything that would hold you back from having the best day that you can. So let's pull all that breath to the very top of the head. And exhale, just allow that breath to flow across your forehead, roll across your temples, and across the back of the head. Feeling that breath rolling across your eyes, and your nose and cheekbones. Flowing across the back of your jaw and straight down the sides and back of your neck. Across the top of your shoulders. Let the shoulders become heavy to the mat and the chest is just open. Tension dissolving across the upper back. As your breath rolls down your arms, rounding your elbows, straight down your forearms, to your wrists, palms, and the top of your hand. Between your fingers and all the way to your fingertips. Exhale, just moving those fingers gently, allowing stress and tension to leave the body through your fingertips. Exhale starts to surround the rib cage, just one rib at a time. And rolling from your mid-back down to the small of your back. Across your waist and your abdominals. Exhale allows those hips and glutes to just relax. Quadriceps and hamstrings release. Knees, shins, and calves. Ankles, and let the breath round your heels and flow up the arch of your foot. Roll across the top of the foot. Between your toes and all the way to your toe tips. Exhale, just move the toes gently. Let anything negative just leave through your toe tips. Notice the calm. The peace. And just slowly allow yourself to start to picture the rest of your day. If you hung on to the serenity and allowed it to become contagious to those around you. You're ready for the rest of your day. Let's be nice to ourselves, coming out of this position slowly. Bending one knee, placing that foot on the mat, and allowing the other knee to join it. Then as you're ready, we can roll to one side. Your bottom arm is your pillow. Take at least one deep breath in and out here. Let's slowly press ourselves up to a nice sitting position. Let's reach those arms up into a nice inhale. Exhale, let's bring our hands to our heart. Surrender everything in our head to our heart. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.